Hi there, my name is Cheyenne Cole. So the name of my YouTube channel is called Cheyenne Share Shabbat. And before I dive into the story of why I specifically chose that name, I kind of wanted to give you guys a background story of the year 2023, which was a catalyst for the whole reason and being of this whole entire channel. In year 2023, the beginning of the year, my husband was basically cut down with his hours because the company he was working for was closing down. So they cut him down to working only 1 day a week. At that time, the same day that we found that out, I also found out that I was pregnant. As you can imagine, we were highly stressed, not knowing what to do, because not only were we newly married, but we didn't know how we were going to come up with the funds as two young people who have a mortgage and obviously are still, I'm still in school and he's still climbing up the ladder of trying to make more money, and so am I. And we were both in a position where we were concerned. Well, around that time that, my husband was taken down to 1 day, I was working at a nursing home in the dietary department. And the people that I was working for had me doing a job where I was constantly bending over, and it was causing me to cramp up a lot. And I was telling them like, hey, I don't really want to do this anymore because I'm pregnant and I'm cramping up a lot doing this specific position in the kitchen as a dietary aide. They didn't listen to me. They mocked me. They made me feel like I was asking for too much. They made me feel like I was prissy. And because it was such a toxic work environment, I decided to quit working there. A couple of days after leaving that position, I saw my first drop of blood in my underwear. And as the days would continue to follow, I started to see more and more blood, which caused me to obviously go to the emergency room. That is when I found out that I was most likely having a miscarriage. So as, time progressed, I had a miscarriage, and the beginning of the year was just not the best. I also, at that time, was not very healthy, I guess you would say. My whole life, I've been a smaller framed person, but at that time, I was overweight. I took it upon myself that after I had my miscarriage to obviously put my health as a priority, and I lost 30 pounds. In the middle of me losing that weight, I actually was reached out to from a company, the company that I currently work for now, to be an intern for them, which would slowly progress into the job that I have now, working as a clinical health coach. The amazing thing about the job that I work for now is that I have flexible hours, which, work for me as a doctoral student, because I can mold my hours to however I kind of want them to be, which works out perfectly for me because it allows me to go to school, do my homework, but also make an income. And then also my husband, obviously, he's still, working his way up and trying to work his way up in the corporate world, but he was granted the opportunity to start working somewhere else, which was awesome. God really turned things around for the both of us. What seemed like a horrible year turned around to start to get better and better, which brings me to the progression of my decision to make this YouTube channel. As I was beginning to turn things around, and really not even just with my health, but with the close relationships that I had in my life with my family, with even my spiritual walk with God, as I began to learn more and more things as a Christian and progress in my relationship, I really felt a calling to start a YouTube channel. My whole life, I've been told that I'm really good at public speaking, and before I actually decided to graduate as a nutrition dietetics major, which is what my current career that is right now, like nutrition, health coaching, working on my license to be a dietitian. I actually wanted to go to school to be a newscaster. And that was because my whole life I really enjoyed public speaking. I really enjoyed getting up and talking in front of people. It was something that I always had a knack for. And I never really felt, because I didn't go to school to be a newscaster, I never really felt like I was using the gift that God gave me. I always knew that I had a gift to talk and to tell stories or to relate to people, but I never knew how I could obviously use it. And in the back of my mind, I always felt like there's something that I should be doing, because in the Bible it does say to use your talents for God, right? Everyone has different spiritual gifts, and God expects us to use those spiritual gifts to bring in more followers for Him. But I didn't really know how to utilize my gifts, and I kept putting it off and saying, you know what, when I get everything together with school and with my career, and when I feel like I'm doing really well in life, then that's when I'll maybe start to think of what I can do for God. But I still felt this tugging on my heart, like, no, Cheyenne, you should be doing something now. And in the year of 2024, I've told myself that walking into this year, I really want to listen for the Holy Spirit. I really want to listen for when God is trying to talk to me. And instead of ignoring that tug or that conviction, I ask God, God, if you want me to do something, what do you want me to do? And I felt like He was telling me, I want you to make a YouTube channel. And so I was like, okay, God, but I don't know what to talk about. And so that's when I decided to get my Bible, and literally I told Him, listen, whatever I open up the Bible to is what this YouTube channel is going to be about. And so I prayed that prayer, and when I opened up the Bible, it actually opened up to a passage, and it was on a chapter about the Sabbath. I was like, really, God? Okay, you want me to create a YouTube channel about the Sabbath? That's it? That's all? And I honestly felt like He was saying yes. I said, okay, just to make sure I am hearing you right, I am hearing you correctly, I decided to open up the Bible again to see what He would show me. And literally, I opened up the Bible again, and it was another passage that was about the Sabbath. And that's when I really felt this tugging on my heart, you know what? This is not my option, or this is not an option at this point for me to decide whether I should or should not make this YouTube channel. It's actually a calling. And because I feel a conviction from God in my heart to do this, I'm going to do it. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know what the ins and outs of it are going to be. I have no idea how to do anything with technology. I'm never, really put the time to make a YouTube channel before. God, because you obviously are the one at the forefront convicting me to make this channel, you make it happen. If you want this to be successful, you do it. And I told Him, you know what? The buck stops here. Enough is enough. I'm just going to go for it. And that is where I came up with the name Cheyenne Shares Shabbat. So now that I'm on this journey and I am making this YouTube channel and I'm going forward with this, I just want you guys to know that I hope that while I'm doing this YouTube channel, that this is a really enriching experience for not only myself, but for those of you who are taking the time out to watch this. I don't want this YouTube channel to just be about the history of the Sabbath. I really want to dive into many different components of the Sabbath, show the lifestyle of what it means to keep the Sabbath, maybe even go out and interview some certain people that I've always been interested in interviewing about the Sabbath. But even then, I also want to know what you guys want to know about the Sabbath. Maybe you're watching this and you already are familiar with the Sabbath, or maybe you're watching this and you have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe you've never kept the Sabbath, or you've heard of it, but you've never actually tried to do it yourself. I want to know what you guys would like to get out of this channel. What would you like me to talk about? Because this isn't just about me doing this for myself, it's for you, my audience. And I'm hoping that through this YouTube channel, God can utilize my voice. God can use me as a person that can be used for His work, to do His work, and to bring more followers to Him. The Sabbath has honestly been a tremendous blessing in my life, and I would honestly be extremely selfish if I didn't share this blessing with you guys, and hopefully just allow you guys to gather a little bit more of an understanding of what it is, why it's followed, why do I keep it, why did Jesus and His disciples keep it, what does that look like? Because hopefully by the end of watching a couple of these videos, you're inspired, you're impressed to start following and keeping the Sabbath yourself. And that's the goal that I'm hoping for with this channel, is just to see within the lifestyle of what that looks like. Not just the history, but the lifestyle and the whole ins and outs of the Sabbath. Give you a different perspective that maybe you've never even really thought of before. All right, everyone, that just about wraps up everything. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and please, like I said before, this is a new YouTube channel, so I am very open to different suggestions, possibilities, options of some topics that you guys would like to see in the future YouTube videos that I create. Let me know if you guys are wanting some different ideas. Go ahead and put them in the comment section below. Another thing that would be very, very helpful is if you did like this video, subscribe, and go ahead and shoot the notification bell. All of those things help my video get out into the YouTube algorithm, which will ultimately help this channel reach other people, which is what the goal is. Another thing is that we will definitely be trying to get these YouTube videos out on Fridays, because it is the Sabbath, and we thought what better time to give you guys a golden nugget than on the Sabbath itself. So like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, see you soon on Shine, Share, Shabbat.